Hello and welcome to the latest Big Finish video. With David Tennant finding himself pretty free for most of 2020, Big Finish made sure to have him be involved in as much 10th Doctor content as possible, which led to quite a lot of their most recent strongest work, like the Dalek Universe set, the up-and-coming 10th Doctor Meeting Companions box set, and I think what people have been most interested in, the Out of Time trilogy, where during the end of his life, the final days of the 10th Doctor, he teams up with a classic Doctor to fight off an iconic monster. So far we've had one with the 4th Doctor and the Daleks, the 5th Doctor and the Cybermen, and now the one I'm going to be talking about today, the third entry, Wink by Lisa McMullen, which sees the 10th Doctor teaming up with Colin Baker's 6th Doctor to fight against the Weeping Angels. But before we get into the review, I'd just like to say, if you haven't already, I would greatly appreciate it if you supported the channel by hitting the subscribe button, turning on notifications so you can keep up to date with all the content that I release. If you enjoy the video, give it a like, comment your thoughts on the story, and you can find and follow me on Twitter here, and let's get into it. For those curious, you don't have to listen to all three, as they are three separate stories, and outside of the very similar gimmick of the 10th Doctor meeting past incarnation and fighting a classic monster, there is no overarching plot, so if you're only interested in checking out one or a couple of them, you don't have to commit to the entire set. The reason I haven't covered the other two stories in this trilogy is because I don't really have that much to say about them. I think had they been released several years ago, I would have absolutely loved them, especially the concept of the 4th Doctor and the 10th Doctor meeting up to fight Daleks. They are both very good stories, but I think the idea of these Doctors teaming up has been gone on for such a long time that it did feel somewhat underwhelming, mainly because I'm not as a huge fan of the 10th Doctor anymore, and to a lesser extent, not a huge fan of 4 and 5. 6, on the other hand, is my favourite Doctor, and I think out of all of them, this has the most interesting potential dynamic, as these two Doctors have a lot in common, as well as the idea itself for the actual episode being the most creative, that being, what if you ended up on a planet having to face Weeping Angels when no one has the ability to see? Both of them have very similar experiences dealing with trauma, resulting in very abrasive and potentially egotistical personalities, though the two of them do deal with these issues quite differently. 6, being faced with the possibility of what goes wrong if he continues down this path, and across Big Finish actively improves and mellows out. 10, on the other hand, very much because of the reoccurring tragedies, very much digs deep into that egotistical personality and ultimately ends up being his downfall. The two of them work really well together, both Colin and David bounce off each other really well, and I think it's probably the best dynamic of the three across the sets.
A little more appreciation, if you don't mind. We just escaped two of the deadliest time assassins in the universe.
Yes, very good.
The Weeping Angels, to all intents and purposes, ordinary stone statues, but only when you're looking at them. The minute you turn your head, the minute you so much as blink. What? What are you looking at me like that for?
Oh, when you finish your lecture on the properties of Weeping Angels, will you be explaining to me how I might go about sucking eggs?
Right, yes, sorry.
And all that don't blink business. Rubbish!
I beg your pardon?
Well, have we lost the ability to wink?
Wink.
Yes, wink. And then you've got one eye open at all times. Why don't people just wink?
I do hope in the future we get another Out of Time style story where the 10th Doctor meets the 7th. I think that could be a really interesting setup, seeing the very cold chess master Doctor meeting 10 with a lot of his guilt and self-loathing. That's definitely a dynamic that should be explored in the future. While this story doesn't do much in terms of introducing new gimmicks for the Weeping Angels, it does a great job at expanding on what we already know about them and using them in a creative way. Since this is a planet where no one can see, it would make it quite easy for them to attack people, but the ancestors of the civilization did a rather clever means of defeating them, creating their entire city out of mirrored material, meaning that the entire city is off limits to them. Furthermore, the angels use the fact that there are two doctors involved to their advantage, so the multi-doctor element is very much a key plot point. I won't go too much into how it's involved, but needless to say, it is a really creative idea.
Doctor?
Yeah, I know. Don't blink.
No, there are two of them.
Right, well, two of them, two of us. I've had worse odds.
Angel to the left of us, angel to the right.
Here I am stuck in the middle with you.
Oh, you're one of those doctors, are you?
Sorry, not the time. Let's reverse towards the TARDIS. Get to the doorway. Keep your eyes on the angel. You back in first.
What in the name of Rassilon have you done to my windows?
Look at the angel!
This story kind of shows one of the reasons why I'm not as excited about the prospect of the 60th anniversary just being a 10 solo story compared to other people. It's not only the fact that I'm not a huge fan of the 10th Doctor, but the actual rumoured plot isn't all that exciting. When you compare to all the great stuff that they've done with the 10th Doctor on Big Finish, it feels like a downgrade. I mean, if we got this particular plot for the 60th, I probably would have been a bit more excited because it's a multi-Doctor story and has the really interesting dynamic of 6 and 10 because they are quite compatible Doctors. It's still early days, of course. I'm going to stop going on about the fact that I don't like that idea, as it could still change. I mean, we've just found out that Beep the Meep might be coming back, so for all I know, the 60th might be amazing, so I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. But suffice to say, I am preferring the content Big Finish creates a lot more than a lot of the stuff that the TV show is making. But that's kind of par for the course, since Big Finish has a lot more creative freedom and a better medium in which to be a bit more imaginative with its plots. To conclude, Out of Time 3 Wink is easily the best of the three. It does a great job with using both of the Doctors at hand and is a really creepy story, one of the best Angel stories we've gotten. So what do you think of this release and the Out of Time trilogy in general? Would you like me to cover parts 1 and 2 at some point? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.